Gatherings from Frankfurt. Chapter 1. A Night Out at Maxim's. Jennifer looked at the clock on the waiting room wall. Nearly 8:30. The light was still on in Dr. Gibson's room. "I'm going to be late," she said to herself. "Why doesn't he hurry up?" The evening surgery was always busy on Thursdays, but tonight was more than usual. She quickly put the newspapers in a cupboard. Then she took off her white coat and looked in the cupboard too. She was turning off the lights when someone rang the front doorbell. Oh no, not another patient. No, that is her. She ran to the door and opened it. Outside it was dark, but she could see a man, his hands deep in pockets. He moved his head and the light fell on his face. "Richard!" she cried in surprise. "Richard, what are you doing here? Can I come in for a minute?" He did not wait for an answer, but pushed inside. Jennifer turned to him. She was usually pleased when Richard called, but this was the wrong time. "I'm sorry, but you can stay. I must hurry. I'm meeting my friend Claria for dinner and—" She stopped. It was Richard's eyes. They looked tired and worried. "What's the matter?" she asked. Just then Dr. Gibson called from his hall. "Did I hear the doorbell? Was another patient?" "No, it's only my brother Richard," she called back. She turned back to Richard. She asked again. He shook his head. "I'm fine," he said. Well, I had some trouble at work." "Trouble?" "It was nothing really. I said something to my boss, and he didn't like it. He got angry with me, and in the end, he told me to go, so I've lost my job." "Oh, Richard, not again. Why do you do these things?" Jennifer was beginning to feel cross with him. "And now you have no money, is that it?" "Take it easy, Jenny. I don't need very much. Only £20. I'll pay you back next week. Really, I will." He put his hand on her arm. "You can do that for me, can't you? Just £20. It's for a present. A present for a very special girl, like the last one, and the one before." Jennifer knew her young brother well, and she was often angry with him. But she could never say no to him. She opened her bag, took out some money and gave it to him. "But remember, I want it back next week." Richard smiled and put his arm around his sister. "Thanks, Jenny. This is different. Really, she's very, very special. But you're not in a hurry, so I'll go now." "Don't forget," she called after him. "Next week, £20. Maxim's restaurant was busy. Young men and women from offices, several older people, a group of students, and a few theater people. Jennifer looked around for her friends. Claria usually sat near the window but tonight she was not there. Somebody was having a party, and all the tables on the side were full. Then Jennifer heard Claria's voice behind her. "Did you get lost? I've been here for hours." "I know I'm late," Jennifer said, "and I'm sorry. Today has been really busy. The last patient didn't leave until 8:40. And then I had a visit from Richard. He wants to borrow some money. He always wants to borrow money." They went to empty table. A waiter came up to them and took their orders. At the moment, there was a cheer from the party beside from the window, and all the men in a light grey suit was standing up. He spoke very few minutes and then held up his glass. All the others stood up and looked at the young girl with large gold earrings who was sitting in a chair next to him. Everyone was laughing, and they then began to sing "Happy Birthday to You." They were all looking at the girl, but she herself just sat the wizard on a smile on her face. The song came to an end, and there was another loud cheer and more laughing and shouting. Someone called out, "21 today, 21 today." And this time everyone in the restaurant sang too. Suddenly there was a loud crash. Then someone screamed and a voice shouted, "Bring a towel quickly." The man in the grey suit was lying across the table. He was holding his face, which was red with blood. On the table there was broken glass. Someone said in a loud voice, "What happened? Did he fall?" Several people were speaking at the same time. "It's his heart. You know, Joe's been in a out-of hospital for years. His head hit those glass." The man was still lying across the table. Jennifer jumped up and both she and Clara ran over to him. "We're nurses," said Jennifer. "Can we help?" There was a cut on the side of the man's face. It was deep, and he was losing out of blood. A waiter ran up with a towel. Jennifer took it and held it to cut out. The man's mouth was open, and he was making strange noises. "He needs a doctor. We'll have to get him to hospital," Jennifer said. She turned to Clara. You came here in your car, didn't you?" "Yes, come on, we'll take him," Clara replied. They held the money outside and put it in Clara's car. Jennifer jumped in beside him, and they drove off. She was still holding the towel to the man's face. The blood was not coming so fast now, and he was beginning to feel a little better. Where are you going?" he asked. "Are you taking me home?" "Just stay there. and don't speak," Jennifer told him. "You feel and hurt yourself. You'll be all right, but you must see the doctor." "We'll be at the hospital in a few minutes." At the word hospital, the man immediately tried to sit up. "No, no," he said angrily. "I don't need to go to hospital. I'm feeling better now. Just take me home." "Who are you?" "I'm nurse," Jennifer told him. "And you need to see a doctor." "We're nearly there now. Just sit still and stop talking." But the man was feeling stronger now, and he wanted to be quiet. He pulled at Jennifer's arm and said loudly, "I don't need a doctor. It's just a small cut on my face. I'm all right now. Take me home." When Jennifer did not answer him, he said in a quieter voice, "Come on now, listen to me. I'm feeling fine. Really I am. There's no need to take me to hospital. They'll want to keep me there. They always do, because of my bad heart. You see? I have to meet some business people the day after tomorrow. It's very important. So just stop the car and I can get a taxi home." By now, the car was at the door of the hospital. A nurse came to meet them, and while Claria told her about the accident, Jennifer helped the man out of the car. He said something angrily to the nurse, but after a few seconds, he went with her into the hospital. Jennifer and Claria drove away. "What a difficult man," said Claria crossly. "Now, thank you for help." "Oh, you're very kind. Some people never say thank you," Jennifer said. "Don't worry about it." When they got back to Maxim's, a police car was standing outside with its blue light on. There were a small group of people around the door. Jennifer pushed through them, Claria behind her. They tried to go inside. A policeman moved forward and put his arm. "You'll have to wait here," he told them. "But we ordered dinner, and we haven't eaten yet," said Claria. But the policeman was not listening to him. He was looking through the glass door. Something was happening inside, and people were moving about. Then one of Maxim's waiters opened the door, and two policemen came out. They were holding a young girl between them. It was the girl from the birthday party. The girl was the unhappy face and the expensive gold earrings. The police pushed her into the back of their car and drove away quickly. Jennifer and Claria looked at each other. "What an evening!" They waited 2 or 3 minutes, but the restaurant door was closed now, and the policeman was standing in front of it again. Neither of them felt hungry anymore. They walked slowly towards the car. Claria was the first to speak. "Come on, Jenny. Let's enjoy ourselves. We're having a night out." Jennifer did not speak. Claria went on. Do you remember Maxim's little song on TV? She began to sing. Come where the music wonderful. Come where the food is fine. Let's all meet at Maxim's. We'll have a wonderful time. She stopped. Jennifer was not pleased. Oh, this is not really my idea of wonderful time, she said. I'm tired and want a nice quiet evening, a good meal, and an early night. Come on, Claria replied. Let's go to another restaurant. No, let's leave it till next week. I'll just walk home now. They said goodbye. Claria got into her car and called. See you next week, Dan. Jennifer walked slowly home. She felt unhappy and worried about her young brother, Richard. She remembered his visit to Sorgery early that evening. He was always in and out of jobs and never had any money. A year ago, he had a little trouble with the police, but Richard did not worry about it. He never worried about anything. He just laughed and came to Jennifer to ask for more money. Both their parents were dead, and there were no other brothers and sisters. So Jennifer, 15 years old, older than Richard, worried about her brother a lot. She went past the jewelry shop with its light on and stopped to look in the window. For a minute, she saw some earrings and then remembered the gold earrings on the girl at Maxim's. They were large and looked very expensive, and they looked all wrong next to that small unhappy face. Where did she get them? Jennifer smiled to herself. Perhaps the police were asking that question now.